Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while. I am getting back on track with things, so I'm happy to say that I got another video coming for you guys. And sorry, I'm like in the midst of trying to multitask and get my notes and stuff in front of me. And so, anyways, I'm back on another video, and this one is about how to stay close to God in a tough environment. Now, I'm not going to be looking at the camera a lot because I have my notes right here in front of me, so I'll be looking away. If that bothers you, I'm sorry. So, anyways, let's get started. So, the very first thing is that came to mind when I was doing this video or getting these notes together for this video was you have to separate yourself, okay? Separate yourself from everything, all right? And the first thing the thing I want to say about this is that Jesus left many times to privately have time with the Father. He was surrounded by sin and sinners. Now, this was his way of getting away from it and just refreshing himself or getting himself ready or like filled up again with God. So, anyways, the next thing is turn to God. Turn to God for everything. This is super important. So before I get into this, I want to say that like when I first started out as a Christian, like in a after I understood about almost a year after I was saved, I started to understand like God is way bigger than what I thought. And I started asking like everything. Like it got to the point where I was like, God, can I crack my knuckles? Like that's where I was at. That's how I was training myself to, okay, I need approval for this? Is this God's will? God, okay, I got this word. Should I give it to him now? And I started training myself to understand when the necessary time is for things and what I can do and what I can't do, what is wrong and what is right for me, and what is sin in general. So some scripture to go with this is okay, so actually first, Jesus said and did what the Father did and said. John 5:19 says, Jesus said to them, "The Son can do nothing by himself. He can only do what he sees the Father doing. Whatever the Father does, the Son does also." Jesus didn't take a single step without God saying, okay, go that way. Or he didn't say a single thing unless the Father said, okay, say this. He was in obedience to the Father, and because of this, he was able to stay close to the Father because he obeyed and he spent time with him and he knew his voice. He knew, it's like the whole the flock thing, the shepherd and the flock. The sheep will know his voice, and Jesus knew the voice of the Father. I already kind of talked about this. Get in the habit of asking and questioning everything. The Father will reveal what is sin and what is not. Read the Word, guys. Oh man, this is a big one, and I've been struggling with it myself. I am trying to get back into it, and I have been. But the Word is extremely important. This will train and transform our minds to think, see, and understand the way that God does. This will help you say no. Look at how Jesus handled Satan when Satan showed up. Satan came to him. He didn't simply say, no, go away. If Jesus said, no, go away, Satan would have just kept going and going and going until Jesus gave in. But Jesus used scripture, and after 3 attempts to take Jesus' thoughts, he left Jesus. Jesus could not have fought against him if he did not have knowledge of the scripture. Jesus, yes, was the Son of God, okay? But he gave up all of his godlike nature, or godly nature, to become a man, so that he could show us that we can follow God and we can be given the power of God only by God. Anyways, so he couldn't have done this without the knowledge of the word, all right? He could not have rebuked the devil and the temptations that were presented before him. It is extremely important that we are in the Word, guys, because if we aren't, then we can't. Our willpower cannot be strengthened for God if we are not in His Word, if we don't know what He says about certain things, if we don't understand what we can say to fight against the devil and the temptations that He gives us, whether through other people or whether through just your thoughts. Remember, God is faithful and will give you something greater. By fulfilling the Father, By fulfilling the will of the Father, Jesus was granted power over death. When He laid down His life, when we sacrifice Jesus was given power over death when He laid down His life. When we sacrifice something, God gives us more than what we sacrificed, all right? If you avoid something that's going to be fun and it's going to make you laugh, it's going to be awesome, but it's sin, if you avoid that, I guarantee you, God is a God of joy. Fun comes from God, okay? He's fun. He's not all business. I've had moments where I have, laughed my butt off, and I've laughed for hours before. And it's terrible, but it's the greatest thing in my life. And that's all because of God, because He's the God of joy. If people are going out and doing something, don't go with them because it sounds fun. Be with God. He's gonna make it fun. If you really want fun and you ask God, okay, hey, make me laugh, you might get an idea like, oh, maybe I should watch this comedian that's a Christian on YouTube, or maybe I should look up some kind of funny thing online or watch a movie or something. God will make it fun. Or God Himself will hit you with joy and you're going to fall over, you're going to start rolling. When you're sad or you're broken, instead of listening to sad songs to pity yourself or to feed that sadness, listen to some worship music. Listen to worship music. God, yes, you will still cry, okay? If crying is your goal, you're going to cry. And if you keep going and going and going, you are going to cry, okay? The only difference is that, I make it sound small, the difference between listening to just normal sad songs and listening to the Lord's music is that you are going to cry, but you're going to cry because you are going to realize how good God is. God is going to heal you, and you won't be broken or hurting anymore. Okay? And not all the time will it happen immediately. So, to kind of wrap this up, because this is a lot longer than I thought it would be. This all boils down to one big thing. You have to give up on living how you want and living around who you want. Just because somebody is nice doesn't mean they're good company. I hear that so much, guys. Oh my gosh. But they're not bad. That doesn't mean that they're good. Or good for you. Just because someone says they believe in God doesn't mean they are good company. Just because you are with a man or with a woman that says she believes in God, or you just chilling with some friends that believe in God, does not mean that they are good company. Does not mean that they are encouraging or helping you grow in God. And finally, just because you are good or not doing the things that are bad doesn't mean you should be going to parties or hanging out with the wrong crowd. I've used this excuse, okay, but I don't now, because I've learned that I'm being a hypocrite if I'm going and chilling with people that are doing the wrong stuff when I'm telling other people not to, for one. And two, I don't know, it's not a good thing to be around that environment, because that weakens you and it causes you to be more and more tempted. Just because you are good and you're not doing the things that others are doing does not mean that the environment will not affect you. Does not mean that you will be okay. It takes time, but it will get to you. I've seen it happen many times. I've seen it happen with myself too. You can love your friends. You can pray for your friends. But if they are not good for your relationship with God, if they are not good for you, do do not be with them. Do not chill with them. Do not hang out. If they, guys, even if they aren't bad for your godly relationship, if they aren't encouraging it, or if they can't give you like some kind of guidance or whatever, if they cannot help you grow in faith in any kind of way with God, you should not be with that person. You shouldn't. Just because you're not bad, just because they're not bad, just because they're not doing the things that are bad, just because you're not doing the things that are bad, does not mean that you should be hanging out with them or in those environments. It's a dumb idea. Trust me, I've fallen many, many times. Anyways, that concludes this video. I'm sorry that it took so long, but thank you for those of you that watched to the end, and God bless, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Oh, and don't forget, comment down below a video that you want me, or something that you want me to talk about. Life's questions. Why do bad things happen? Who is God? Is God really all that good? Whatever. I mean, ask me about, my testimony or whatever. If whatever questions you have, I will pray about, and I will try to get a video made. And yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and God bless, and I will see you in the next video.